It's Quinn here with PTSD While Black. Today was my meeting with my women's group where we're going over a fearless and searching moral inventory of ourselves. And the question that we were on today was what are significant events or relationships in my life? Do I have any confusion, fear, or uneasiness about them? Do they raise for me any resentment, worry, anger, self-pity, depression, or compulsion to control? And what was my part and not my part in these troubling situations or relationships? Where did I cause harm to myself or others? And I've been going through like this emotional roller coaster this week because I'm recognizing that PTSD is still very real for me. Because I was listing all of these troubling events from my life, a lot of traumas from ages, 1 to 37, and really having to look at the hurt that's been caused. And as I've shared in many of my videos before, at the age of 26, just life went downhill for me really fast of losing my landlady attempting suicide, losing my job, um, losing my home, surviving rape, dropping out of college, and surviving secondary traumas. I lost my home twice in 1 year, in that 1 year. So it was a lot. And so going back through those events today, I was just sobbing because I realized it wasn't so much that that I was feeling emotional movements from naming these events, but it's like that the trauma was still real and that I still was holding on to the hurt from these things that had happened. So it's like I caught myself just crying in front of this group of women, and nobody else cried, but I did. And luckily, I mean, like 2 women are therapists, and one is a scientist, and another's an author. So it's like everybody's coming from different walks of lives, but they're, able to point out like the things that you said that are your part are not necessarily your part. But I appreciate their feedback. But what I'm learning in this process, my part is as both a survivor of trauma and also the creator of chaos in my own life. My part is holding on to self-pity, fear, dishonesty, selfishness, or self-seeking behavior. Um, and also in the dishonesty as the receiver of trauma, was I minimizing, denying, or complying with a situation that was troubling? That's what I was seeing as my part. And I did try my best to list my part in those terms about being dishonest for me is minimizing or complying. And then the other part is trying to control or manipulate the outcomes of things. But it was just so emotionally overwhelming to name to some sisters the things that I have really not talked to anybody else about other than my therapist and maybe my partner. Um, so, no, some of it haven't even talked to my partner about, just stuff that I experienced when I was really little. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And just for the sake of time, we only meet for an hour every week, and we try to do a question or two each week. This time there were so many questions together that we condensed. I was like, I can't go through and unpack all these things. And I realized I'm like, I have 50 something line items of my inventory, and that's some stuff that I can take to my mentor. That's some stuff I can take to my therapist. Um, and unfortunately, my insurance is changing, and I'm going to be finding a new therapist. So these may be conversations for me to have with that new therapist, just so that she knows, hey, this is me, this is what's up. Um, um, yeah, so it was beautiful and freeing, and I've been watching myself the way I've been reacting this week with dealing with these things is I've been avoiding. Oh, that's another, not defect, but another coping mechanism my part is, am I avoiding what's really going on through being dishonest? I gotta go through some of those and look at how I avoid it too. But I've been avoiding doing this work this week. I've caught myself like doing so many different service positions in other places. I've caught myself playing video games, researching things, chatting on the phone, but not really dealing with the stuff. So it's good to see the way that I address things, and I can always, be thankful for progress versus perfection over handling these things. Um, so yeah, that was the challenge from today. I can still say that right now I think I'm still very triggered from just like, okay, I brought these up and I allowed somebody to see me, to be vulnerable with someone else. So that's still very real for me. And I will keep on keeping on. I will go into the next phase, and let's see how I do in the next couple weeks. I probably need to do some vlogging while we're still in this territory for probably another month, about a month. The next questions are, which of my attitudes or actions are keeping me from achieving serenity and being of true service to God and others? Are fear, resentment, pride, or shame related to these attitudes and actions? And when have my human instincts for material or emotional security, for companionship, and for sex crossed the line from being a desire to being a demand? That is, changed from a God-given instinct to a defect of character. Um, yeah. So that's really interesting. I can now like pull back from my list of everything in my inventory and go through and start looking at those individual items and drilling down from there. All right, so I'm really drained, but I'm glad that I'm doing this work because it's really helping me to see myself on a deeper level, I would say. All right, so till next time, guys. Peace.